Hello, Professor Mary and class. This is my video explaining my themed lesson plan and then my Nevada State lesson plan. I chose to go with a theme of identity that I pulled from the Teaching Tolerance website, which I've used several times throughout this semester, and I think it's a tremendous um, resource for creating lessons in a multicultural classroom, which we'll be facing in Clark County School District. So the theme that I went with out of identity was how do I get to know others and allow others to get to know all of me. I kept, as you'll see, I kind of connected this across the curricular um, field of that the themed lesson plan showed um, through um, reading, writing, math, science, social studies, art, music, um, PE, and ESL and technology. So again, uh, I feel like there's so many good resources in the Teaching Tolerance website, and going with a theme such as um, uh, diversity or identity is really relevant and helps the students connect with others in the class, and that's why I kind of went that route. Um, the actual lesson plan that I put together was a unit on reading an Enchanted Air novel by Margaret Ingle, which was the actual reading lesson connection that I made in that themed lesson plan with a lesson within that unit of a fourfold vocabulary. The vocabulary activity will let the teacher pull a chunk of vocabulary that will be important for students to know in order to better understand and read that novel throughout that section and that chunk of text. And it pulls that essential question or theme of how do I get to know others and allow others to get to know all of me. Um, so a lot of the vocabulary in there that they're going to be facing and looking at are you know uh, vocabulary that deals with the culture and the different things within this book, which I think will also speak to identity and in a lot of different ways. So the connection I made to the text through using an identity themed lesson like this was chapter 7, language, culture, and identity. The two different sections that I highlight most through this lesson are the communities of practice and then the identity and language learning. Um, the communities of practice, the way the text explains it, examines issues of identity in L2 learning. It's the three different headlines in that section talk about mutual engagement, joint enterprise, and shared repertoire. So I think it talks a lot about you know our English language learners and our native speaking students to really bind their learning and their identities together and try to find um, a mutual connection in the classroom. And I think doing a unit themed on identity and letting others get to know about them and then learning about others is very valuable. The identity and learning or language learning section talks about how the revolutionary change in defining and understanding social cultural dimensions of second language acquisition centers on this concept of identity and examining how identities are constructed and negotiated by learners. I think when our students are able to do this and find a respect for others' cultures and identities and them as individuals, I think it creates a whole classroom of better understanding and respecting learners for everyone. So that's as you look through my lesson plans, I think it makes a great connection to this section. Thank you very much.